Hello. It's Mama Bear. I'm so excited. I am so excited. This is going to be so wonderful and so much fun. And it's also what's the other word I want? It it it's a little stressful cuz my children are arguing upstairs and I'm sure you can hear them and I um, wish I could get loud enough that my children could hear me tell them that they are too loud. I hope that worked. I'm pretty sure it did because I threatened them within inches of their lives that they had to be quiet. I did. I mean, uh, but I said just the stress is because this is my first time, right? And that's why it's so stressful. Not because I don't know how to talk and not because I don't know how to do this stuff. I do, but I don't because this is the first time I've managed it. And it does make things a little weird. So, um, it's kind of crazy, but it'll be fun. We'll get the bugs figured out, and then it'll be even more fun, right? So I'm excited. I think I just sent the wrong link because I did. So that was for people to join. Maybe it was the right one. I'll try it anyway. You can always take it off, right? Okay. So we got that one done. We're 2 minutes in. So far, so good. I'm kind of excited. We should have my web Mimi should be showing up. Mimi! Wherefore art thou, Mimi? How we all love her, Mimi! Mimi! We all love Mimi. We do. So I'm super excited. You guys don't know this, but I am in my basement. And this is our schoolroom, which we have not been using because we're addicted to the kitchen. We prefer to be upstairs in the uh, dining room area. So it's an eating kitchen. And so we prefer much better to be up there and in the middle of everything and doing, and I can cook and we can do all of this stuff. Hello, it's my Mimi. So
Hear me at all?
Hello, love.
Yes, hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How are
Oh my
you?
gosh, good. Good. I wasn't sure if this was working.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yay! You
Can
look
you
so
see
pretty.
you on the screen?
Or my dog. Is that what you
Yes.
see?
Oh, so cute. I love it. How are you?
Ah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. There's a reason they put a boot on you when you have a broken foot.
Oh no.
So that you can wear it and not hurt.
So, has your foot been broken this entire time?
Yes.
Since October?
Yes.
Oh, girl. You've been running around on a broken foot since October.
Yes. And I just, you know how it is though, when you know how it is. There's a job to do and it has to be done. And so you just get it done. You,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
So that
sometimes you stop and you say, my bone might be broken, and then you go to the doctor.
I did because I went to the doctor and they um re-x-rayed it and he said, yeah, it's not broken. And I was like, okay, then I just a wimp.
Oh
Um,
no.
you that's what you start thinking, right? Is I just must be a wimp. There the doc said there's nothing wrong with this, so I'm just a oh
Everything okay?
yep. I did the wrong, I can't put, I was trying to go to my YouTube and see what everybody else is seeing at the same time, but
Oh, okay.
I had the volume on, so I had to turn the volume off.
Yeah, mine says you're in the show. Everyone can see and hear you. Ah!
I know, but it's fun. It's
It
so
is.
fun.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry, I didn't get the app downloaded to like do a thing on my
that's
face,
okay.
so I had to just
No,
like
I didn't
improvise.
either. You should be able to join straight from the browser and straight
Okay.
from the link.
I'm actually on my phone because I couldn't, well, there was a lot happening with my computer. I
So
know everyone's used to my husband who is super, super like tech, everything makes it work really well. Not so with me.
so this leads us to who are the crypto ladies, right?
Right.
This leads us
Yes.
to why are we doing this? What are we doing? Who are we? And we're not the only crypto ladies, but we are the first ones to jump in and get started, right?
Hey, hey. Yes, yes.
Yay! So the crypto ladies are women who are either knowledgeable about crypto, learning about crypto, which kind of covers everybody, but also are people who have met through crypto. Like
Yes.
you and I met through crypto. Your husband is a major force in the crypto realm. And we were talking in Bali um, through how we met. And we're talking about, I said something, you're like, oh, I know what that is. And I'm like, but you said you don't know anything. And we found out that Mimi has an honorary PhD in crypto.
Oh
So
goodness. I don't know
we have,
about that.
yeah, it's totally true. It's the best. So with Web Mimi, we have you have to be careful with her because she knows all the things and she just doesn't know that she knows them because her it's just attrition, right? You just have been around it.
Right, right.
And we just
That's true.
wanted a space where we could let her hair down figuratively and literally and just be and have fun.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. So, which is super important to me. I'm a beer. You know, you do the love languages, and my husband and I are as opposite as we come.
Oh no.
Yeah, yeah. It makes for interesting things. So when he's out mowing the grass and doing yard work and taking out the trash, and I don't have to wash my car, put gas in it, or do any of the things, I
Hmm.
have to tell myself I am loved. I am being loved. I'm
He's
filled.
loving me.
Yeah.
Well, see, I don't know. For Seth and I, when it comes to love languages, um, oh gosh, there I go, doxing my husband. For mine and I should call him mine, shouldn't I?
For
Whatever.
MLB, for
The
MIB,
damage, yeah, the damage
for
is
MIB,
done. Everyone knows his name anyway. I mean,
more or less.
he's been doxed forever.
Yeah.
But when we learned about love languages, I think we both started making an effort to speak one another's love language, because mine is all about touch, right?
Yeah.
And his is all about acts of service, and
Yes.
um, so for me, I try to do little acts of service more frequently,
Yeah.
especially if he starts doing the same. Like if he gets up in the morning, he's like, "Can I make you some tea?" Or like that it's like, oh, he wants a little bit of love, that's a sign, and then likewise, he's and we have some suspicions that he's on the spectrum, and so certain aspects of touch were kind of challenging at the beginning of our relationship. um and so uh he definitely gets that more now. Like, oh, she needs more hugs. She needs more tactile input.
Yes. No, the senses are super important. We think that you know, auditory sensing is the only thing there is, right? The kids don't want it too loud or they don't want it too soft or they, we think about that a lot because our hearing is so important, but we don't think about our senses of how we feel that connection by being touched and by
Right.
being, yeah. And my husband is not a touchy, huggy, lovey, dovey person either. And
Hmm.
so I am a quality time and touch. So
Mm,
it can be very difficult because
yes.
I just lean over and I'm like, "Can you hug me?" And he's like,
He's like, okay, pat, pat, pat.
It's really, it's kind of like, I don't want to catch it. I don't want to catch anything. 21 years, dude. You just hug me, okay? It's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
So it cracks me up. But this is I don't want to like pester people what what the crypto ladies is about, all the crypto ladies. But the whole point really is just like this. It's a place to get to know each other, hang out, to be real and just be and do life. We have a connection with crypto, we have a connection through NFTs, we have a connection through all the stuff that I don't know.
Web3, all things Web3.
Yeah, and like fringe-ish, because I don't know about you, but were you a granola mom? Did you breastfeed and cloth diaper and
Oh my goodness, yes, I did. It's
see?
funny, I don't think of it that way. It's just what I did. But like, yeah. And did I give birth outside of a hospital with no medication?
I'm
Yes,
so
ma'am, I
jealous.
sure did.
I'm
Two of
so
them were, yeah, water births, two water births.
I
Yeah,
love it. I love it.
yeah.
That's so fantastic. Uh, so that's what I would have done. That's how my life would have been. But it didn't go that way for me. It was
That's
not my
okay. And
yeah,
that's okay. I mean,
yeah,
I think everyone's journey is different. Like it was kind of unexpected for me to go that way, but
yeah.
that's the way it went for different reasons. And I don't
I
know.
love
I think
it.
that's a, I don't know, birth. That's such a sensitive thing. Like, so someone close to me, like, saw my own experience and I think felt really strongly like that's the experience I'm supposed to have. But then that person had, she had high risk pregnancies, so she couldn't do that.
Oh,
Like,
I
oh, I'm
see.
going to do a natural birth with a midwife and a little birthing pool, that just wasn't in the cards, and, but that's okay. That's
It
okay.
is.
It's still a blessing to live in a time when if that's your situation, like we have we have doctors who can take your baby into the NICU and keep it alive, and now you have a healthy, thriving child years later.
Yes.
So it's different for everybody.
It totally, because of if we hadn't had modern medicine, we wouldn't have ever had our two girls. And
Yeah,
if without the modern medicine to get the two girls, then we in the additional modern medicine to keep us, to where they were old enough to be able to be born, and then have complicated but not complicated births. I know that is an oxymoron. How can you have complicated, not complicated? They were complicated, but it wasn't the end of the complications.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it could have ended worse. Um, so I'm glad that it was life sustaining anyway. Either.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
yeah. And I will tell you that I knew at 4 months in that we were not going to be able to have a natural birth like I wanted with my oldest, and
Mm.
I grieved the entire
Oh,
time until
oh,
she was till like the week it was time for her to be born, and then I was like, okay, just suck it up. This is what has to happen. Like, done.
yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah. So
That's still hard though. I mean, I think that there's still like, we have certain ideas and expectations
dreams. It's a
and
dream.
dreams. Yeah,
It's
dreams.
a dream. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hashtag goals. So, speaking of birth, my niece, my sister's youngest, is just turned 21 in September. She is due Christmas Day.
Christmas Day. Oh my goodness. We'll see if it pans out, right?
We'll see how that goes. We'll see how that
Yeah.
works. Her husband's mother had twins, and they were 8 pounds each.
Oh,
Yes, and they were
wow.
40 and a half weeks, I think.
Oh my
Correct me if
goodness.
I'm wrong, if you're watching this, because I know you guys are shopping, but she's like, I'm walking. I said, go walk, baby. She goes, Auntie,
Oh.
I am walking. I said, go walk that baby out.
Get that baby out of there.
That's right. Go walk that baby out.
Oh my
She's like, well,
goodness.
we started the tea and she started this and started that. I said, are you eating spicy food? She goes, I don't like spicy foods. I said, eat some spicy. She was like, okay, fine. I'll eat. So
And then sometimes after all of that, oh, it just, that baby just comes when they want to.
they come when they're ready. They come
Oh,
when they're ready. And that's,
okay. My husband has a the story of his birth is one of my favorites actually,
yeah.
because so he was baby number 5.
Oh, wow.
He's Yeah, baby 5 of 8 from his mother. He has 9 siblings, including a half sister.
Yeah.
Um, and so when she was pregnant with him, she went into false labor twice.
Oh.
A month before he was born, and they go to the doctor, and the doctor's like, "This is just, whatever, Braxton Hicks. It's not, you're not having a baby today. Go home." And then 2 weeks later, same thing. She's feeling contractions. She's like, "No, this baby is coming." She goes back to the hospital, and they were working with like a midwife um, at the hospital, but like they had to get back to their doctor, and anyway, send her home again.
I mean, especially back in those days.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is back in the late 70s. So 2 weeks after that, again, she's like having contractions, and she's like, "Oh, here we go again, false labor." So she's just like, "All right, I'm just gonna clean up the house, and I'm just gonna dust to make myself some tea, some chamomile tea." And so she's just like puttering around the house in the middle of the night, la la la, it's just false labor, la 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 la. And then suddenly she feels this really sharp pain. She's like, oh my, and then she calls to my father-in-law. Now my father-in-law was like, he's passed away now, but he was a bit more old school. He was born in 1928. And so when she goes, "I think the baby's coming now," screams up the stairs to him, he goes, "Okay, I'll go shave."
Oh.
Yeah, because he was all about being clean shaven. Like, you'd never see the man not clean
Yeah.
shaven, especially with all of the babies.
Oh no.
So she's downstairs. My husband is crowning, and he's upstairs shaving. And so he comes downstairs. They call the midwife, and according to the laws in the state that they were in, she could not, like, she would lose her license if she came to them and delivered the baby outside of a hospital. So she had to talk my father-in-law through the delivery on the phone.
while he's
Well,
shaving.
well, no, after the shave. So he got his shave in, but they did not get out the door. And so he was born on the kitchen floor. Just his mom and his dad.
Oh my gosh, that is
Right?
unreal. That's
I know.
so baby 5, you would think, right? But
Mm-hmm.
every birth is different.
Oh,
Because
everyone. Yeah.
my mom had my sister, and she was Frank breech, so she's folded in half and came butt first.
Oh, my goodness.
And so my mom just pushed her right out. No problems, no doubts, no nothing. Then with my brother, she like that in the early 70s, 73, she was went to the doctor. She later found out how the Germans do it. That when you're close to your due date, you
Mm-hmm.
go and check into the hospital and stay until the baby's born.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So about a week before your due date, you go and check in and you stay and have a baby.
I just told everyone in the world, it says here.
I
And
know.
I just told everyone in the world about how you were born. You're
Yeah.
welcome.
On the kitchen floor. That's the best, man. Right in the middle of the food. Boy knew where to be born.
Where I was born.
He knew where to be born.
Oh my goodness.
That is so funny. Though my mom, she was like the same thing. She's like, well, they're just, practice, Braxton Hicks, they're not real. So
Right.
I'll be fine. I'll be fine. So she took a shower and curled her hair.
She was all ready.
Yeah, get all ready. So she took a shower, and she said she had like discharge. She went to the bathroom, and she was like, oh, I think
Right.
this means labor should be in a day or two.
Right.
Like membranes, basically.
Right.
And I was like, oh, yeah. She's like, yeah. So she's rolling her hair, and she had this urge, and she said she just doubled in half over the sink. And she was like, she called my dad. We are having a baby. He goes, oh, great. Same thing. He went to go get in the shower.
Oh my goodness.
We need to get in the car. We are having a baby. And so she's, finished her hair. She had like 2 rollers left so it could dry in the rollers. And my dad grabs all of the stuff, and they go to the hospital, but they lock the doors to the hospital, the birthing center. So you can't get in after 9 o'clock. And my dad is banging and banging and banging. And my mom said, we are going to have this baby right here on the street. You don't seem to understand. We're having a baby. Like,
Oh
it's coming.
no.
And my dad's like, so he calls, finally gets the midwife to open the door. She's drunk, drunker than Cooter Brown.
No. What?
Yes. And so finally the lady says, no, you can't have the baby. Close your legs. And my mom said, this baby's coming. So he was crowning while my mom was like standing there. So when they pick her up, she's stiff as a board, and they pick her up and lay her down. And the doctor walks in and catches my brother.
Oh my goodness.
Like, yeah, boys in there, hurry up and gotta go. Gotta get there. And it's crazy. It cracks me up because I am like, oh, sister, that first double me over, I would have been like getting in the car and driving myself.
Right.
But it was a different time. It was just
Yeah.
it was just a different it was a different way to be. And yeah, no, I didn't have any of that. It was, yeah, it wasn't that. In fact, my daughter, my youngest, would have been born on the 1st if I had gone to my appointment, because I wasn't feeling that well, and all of that stuff. And they gave me shots to keep her and help her lungs get better, because there was like 31 weeks at the time. She was born at 34 weeks. And that was stressful. No, my big girl was born at 34, and my little girl was born at 32.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that is close.
It was stressful. So they were, but with the little, and with her birth, that I walk in and the doc checks me out and then says, you are going to have a baby as fast as I can get that baby out. I'm like, oh, no. My husband is in, an hour and a half away. I need to give him a message. And he's like, if he doesn't get here soon, we're having a baby without him.
Oh no.
I was like, well, my mom and my daughter are in the waiting room. Can we tell them? And he goes, you can't go anywhere.
What?
So it was a stressful day.
No. So what happened?
Yeah. So my blood pressure went way high, and we waited, we did fluid, we did all the things, and my blood pressure was still crazy high. I had preeclampsia.
Preeclampsia?
Yeah, but it was pretty bad. And he said, are you seeing stars? And I said, oh, is that what those floaties are in my eyes? And he said, have you been driving? I said, yeah. Drove myself an hour to the doctor. And he's like, I cannot believe you did this. He's like, have you noticed, and how have you? And I was like, yeah, but how much of that is discomfort with being pregnant? And, it's Texas and it's hot. And I mean, like, I've been
so you were in
walking on a
Texas.
broken foot since October. So,
Right.
just, it'll get better. And it didn't get any better. So, we went ahead and had her. And then I was in the hospital for 4 or 5 days, and she was in the NICU for a week. But she came home on my husband's birthday, so that wasn't too bad.
Oh.
I can tell you, leaving parents who have to leave a baby in the hospital is I don't know how they do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I did it because I had to do it. I didn't have a choice. But it is really, really tough. So
yeah, I have a little niece. She was oh gosh, was she like 2 pounds when she was born? Itty bitty thing. Yeah. I think my sister was at 29 weeks when she was born.
Crazy.
And that was just, because I mean, I wasn't in the room. I came to the hospital. My older sister, there's 3 of us. There's 3 of us sisters. There's, my oldest sister, then my older brother, then me, then my younger brother, then my younger sister. So, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl.
Yeah.
And so so my sister is there in the hospital. They had called me, and I was kind of out in the waiting room, I think. And my sister went in to check on her. You can tell who the mama bear is in our family, right? My big sister.
Yeah.
So she goes in and she looks at my sister, and her legs are shaking. It's just all the evidence of like active labor, but it's early, so they're not thinking like this baby's going to come today. And so the nurses are just kind of like, la-di-da, just walking around, setting things up, but kind of calm. And my sister looks my older sister looks at my younger sister and she goes, "Do you feel like you need to push?" And my younger sister goes, "Yes." And she goes, "Then push." And
Oh,
and all the nurses are like, "What? Oh, okay." She's like, "This baby's coming now."
oh
And
my goodness.
and sure enough, she pushes her out. And even though she was teeny, teeny tiny, she came out screaming and strong. And my sister's like,
Oh,
"This baby's gonna be fine." And she was, but she was in the NICU for 2 weeks.
oh
Um,
my gosh.
yeah. So
That's
I remember visiting her, and it was so strange to like go to the hospital and then be like, well, and now I'm just going home, and she doesn't have that baby in her arms. She's
like,
just going back home to pump and come back for the
yeah.
visit later. And yeah, just hard. It's really hard.
I is so I so it got to the point that when I came to visit, they said, please do not bring your daughter any more milk. She does not need any more milk.
Well, can't you just donate it then? I mean, don't they need donations?
They do, but you have to go through. It's an ordeal.
It's a big process.
Yeah, it's a really big process. Um, your neighbor can take it, and if she's okay with that, but
Huh.
other people get weird. So we had ice cubes, so we just froze them in ice cube trays and put them in a zippy bag, and put it in another thing, and put it in a freezer. So we kept them nice and sealed, but we had like liquid gold milk for almost a week, and
Oh, yeah.
she was 4 pounds, 4 ounces when she was born. She's a little fatty. She looked like, because she was only like 16 inches, so she like a little
Little
barbell.
chunky jelly bean.
Yeah, she was a chunky toothpick, and by the time she was 3 months old, she weighed 13 pounds.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, so they said she's
They
figuring it out.
Yeah, they grow so fast too. I mean, that's like the part that you don't expect, you think of like when you learn about, being a mom and having a new baby, and you kind of picture these phases and think of them as lasting forever. And like, I think,
Yes.
what is it, like if your baby grew at the same rate they grew in the first year, like if they just continued to grow at that rate until they were 18, I think they would be like the size of a battleship or something like that. Like they grow so
Yeah,
fast in the
yeah.
first year. Yeah.
They would be elephant sized.
Right? They'd be massive. They
Oh
grow
my
so
God, you don't
fast.
have to tote them around for 2 years. Ooh, Lord
Oh,
mercy.
right.
Ooh, that's rough. That's some rough business right there. Though it's fun because we're gearing up for a move. I wish I could show you the rest of the playroom. I
Uh-huh.
won't make anybody drunk and like pan over. Um, but my girls are looking for something that goes on a Barbie doll size doll,
Hmm.
and it's like the item they're looking for is like maybe this big,
Oh no.
and so the
So like a
bins
shoe or something,
have
those Barbie
mm,
shoes.
it goes on her arm. There's a
Mm, got
band,
it.
yeah, and so she has dumped three big 27 quart or 15 quart bins out and spread them
Oy.
all over the ground looking. But they were too noisy down here, and they're like, "No, give me that. No, I want this." And I'm like, "Get out, get."
Like I am doing my live stream now.
That's right. I'm like, "Get out." So it was funny. They're like, "But we'll be quiet." I'm like, "You guys aren't being quiet. You guys are
I
all
know. They
you need
don't
to be
understand. Well,
quiet."
like just now my son walks in and he's just like, "Mom, I got this thing for you. And I did this at school." And I'm just like,
Oh,
I can't, I have headphones on. I can't even hear what he's saying, but I'm just like, okay,
and how old is
okay.
he?
Oh, well, okay, so mine are older. This is my 15-year-old.
Oh,
Yeah. He's my tender heart though. I love him so much. Well, obviously you love your
yeah,
children, but
yeah.
he's very tender. He's my child who wants to give to everyone. Like he receives something that's like his favorite thing, like here's your favorite chocolate or candies or whatever. And the first thing he does is crack it open to share it, and
Yeah.
that's what he loves to do. He loves to serve people and help people, and that feeds his soul. So
And
he's
it kills me because my big girl is like, "I'll share yours with you." I'm like, "Okay, I'll share yours." No, I'm gonna save it. the little says, "Oh, like we just named him Famous Bear and Yummy Bear. They chose their names." I said, "How?"
Famous Bear and Yummy Bear.
Yeah.
I
So my
love
big
it.
girl is Famous Bear, and then the little one is Yummy Bear. I said, "Can you just be Sticky, Squish Bear?" She goes, "No." I said, "Because you're so squishable, like please." They're 13 and 9, and they are complete messes. I'm, doing all the testing and everything, and they're walking by and they're like, "Hello, I'm Famous Bear."
And you're like, child, we are not doxing you today.
I know. I'm like, No, your dad he would have a fit. Oh my word. But we're going to be
See, I
getting.
was the one in my family who was like, we need to keep the kids off the camera. Like we used to take more pictures and videos of them and put them online, but at a certain point it was like, I don't know how safe this is, and we just kind of like pulled that back. And we had talked about doing like a whole channel like for our family and for our boys to do stuff online. And because they see all these YouTube shows where the families are like watching the kids grow up and they all do these fun cool things, and all the kids want to be YouTubers, and I'm just like, yeah, but you don't see the part where like random weirdos show up at those kids' houses. Like people find out where they live and they feel like they know them so well, even though they don't, and they want to see them in person, and it's just like, it's just not safe.
That stuff
So
is scary.
it is. It really is. It's not a safe place. Like the world is just, I think the world's never been more dangerous for children than now. I mean, it's just, well, maybe it's always been dangerous, but the internet has just provided greater opportunity for predators. We don't have to
Yes.
go too far down this dark rabbit hole. You know me, I kind of go to the dark places, but um
No, I think everybody, I think we all have a tendency or an ability to, right? And you have to, if you are wise and are aware, being, forewarned is forearmed.
right.
So you know what's going on, then you know how to prevent, or you can help to prevent. And that's it. That's super important. Like
Yeah.
I I'm pretty much an open book, pretty transparent kind of person. But
Hmm.
since getting into Twitter, and especially crypto Twitter and NFTs and all of that stuff, I've had to become more private about a lot of my life details.
Right.
Which is why I'm Mama Bear and not my name.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
weird, right?
Ditto.
And I was did something the other day, and I called my husband at work, and he was like, "So," and I said, "Yeah, well, with Mama Bear," and he goes, "What?" I was like, "Never mind. I've been talking." He goes, "I could tell."
I know. It's always so funny when we're like kind of like rattling off like, oh yeah, I was talking to Loud the other day. Oh, look what Egg Roll posted, and everyone's like, who are these people and what are these weird names? And it's just like,
My girls want to meet Baby Egg Rolls so bad. They're like, "Mommy, why is she called Baby Egg Roll?"
I
And
know.
I will
And
let
it's
you
just like,
ask her one day.
and she told the story, I think, didn't she? Did she tell the story when we were there? I don't know if I remember. But it's like, I don't know, she's just kind of gorgeous, so I don't know where the egg roll thing came from.
She's tiny. I think she said it's because she's Chinese
Hmm.
or Asian. Yeah,
If
I
she's
know
Chinese, yeah, and
she's Chinese.
so like her peers kind of just gave her that nickname,
So
or
she's just Baby Egg Roll because she's the
huh,
baby in her family, I believe. And so she's just. Well, I mean, she's so cute, so why not call her Baby Egg?
yeah, right.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I would call her Baby Egg, and it's just a cute, and it's so cute. It's such a cute name, and
Yes,
yeah, it fits her.
it does. It really does. It
That's
is kind of it's an interesting space though to see how people kind of take on, these kind of different identities. And well, I mean, for us, I think we want to meet people in real life as well, and it is always interesting to, like, for me, I'm more an IRL type of a person. Like I prefer to meet people face to face, and I don't really connect with people online very much. Um like this will date me, but on my Facebook account, I don't have anyone there. I think with the exception of two people, I don't have anyone on my Facebook that is someone I haven't met in real life. Like
oh wow,
I don't just friend people
yeah.
that I haven't actually met in real life. Um, Except I think there was this one person like I can't remember. We had connected through people we knew in common online, and we were talking like we were going to meet in real life. We were talking about like some kind of a choir tour or something like that because I used to sing in choirs a lot, and it never really materialized. But we did, become friends on Facebook. So she's like, I think maybe the only person I've ever met on Facebook, I've ever friended on Facebook who is not like someone I didn't meet in person or
Wow.
know in person.
See, and my husband refuses to Facebook. He refuses to Twitter. He refuses to do anything. Anything.
I Can you blame him?
No.
I mean, knowing what you know now, can you blame him
Well, and
about
his
our lack of
real
privacy and data collection? And it's just like, oh,
yes, and his real world life is very involved in all of that stuff. So he doesn't want any of it at home.
yeah.
He doesn't even set up the cable or the internet or any of that stuff. I have
And
to
no
do all.
smart TVs, no Alexa in your house, right?
No, no, no,
Yeah,
Alexa. No.
same
And
here.
Siri and Hey Siri is turned off
Yep,
of everything. If I could
yep,
disable it and remove it from my devices, I would, but
right,
whatever.
right. Yeah,
It's turned off.
that's us too. We like our privacy. We actually, when we were in Florida, just after Thanksgiving, we did stay in a place that had Alexa set up in it, and I'm just like, I know, right? Because we're talking, and then suddenly, Seth's just like, well, just remember that everything we're saying is being recorded. He's like, hey Alexa, can you do such and such? I'm like. And then, she answers in the bedroom that we're standing in. I was just like, that is so unnerving. I don't know how anyone gets used to that.
No, I don't either. I really don't. Well, I mean, like, well, you don't know Lavelli. So, in the Lazy Ape Yacht Club, Lavelli
Hmm.
is constantly in there, and you would really like him. He's a street photographer, so he's
Ah,
all gritty and
oh, nice.
yeah, he's so cool.
Lovelli or Ravelli, like R or L?
Lu
Lu, Lovelli. Okay.
Lavelli. Yep.
I will keep an
So
eye out for Lovelli.
yeah, Luvelli. He's super cool. And he'll be in a space where I'll talk and he's playing World of Warcraft or whatever he's doing, right? And he goes, Alexa, turn the temperature to 72 degrees right now.
Right now. You better be careful with the advancement of AI. They're going to start to get kind of, angry and vengeful.
No,
They'll realize they're being bossed around and they're not going to be happy about
I
it.
know, because it says turning temperature to 70. He's like, right now, shut up and
Ah,
cold in here. Oh, it cracked. He makes us laugh. It's so funny, but he uses it all the time. He's like, Alexa, send a text message too, and so we just will tell him what, and you hear it in the space. And I have no Twitter Spaces. I
no?
I got blocked out of Twitter Spaces.
Oh,
There's no
didn't
spaces.
everybody though? That was everybody,
No,
wasn't it?
if you go on Twitter, okay, I'll see if it'll pull up, and then I'll show you.
Okay,
Um,
I'm still.
look.
Oh, there are Twitter Spaces that are back.
There are Twitter Spaces, just no spaces for me. See?
Oh, boo. Well, you know what? They were gone for a minute there, though, so who knows?
I know. I'm like, come on, man. So
I
did
don't
you?
think we can expect things to work perfectly at Twitter for the next little bit, as
I know.
as they're
Well,
revamping like
yeah.
everything.
And the whole AI pictures, some of those photographs and some of those images that were created that people, like Loudmouth put his images up. He said he loaded like 7 or 8 of them,
Uh-huh.
compiled them and compressed them and made different pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And they're super. I mean, like the imagery is super, super cool. I mean,
Right, right.
looks amazing. But then they're talking about the reality of who owns it. Sorry, who
Right,
owns it,
right,
what they're
because
doing with it.
you
All of
didn't make that, right? But it's like, well, it was my prompts, but yeah, I didn't, I'm
yeah,
not the
um,
technology. But that, I don't know, I guess, do you say that, animators don't make like, the CGI films, like, because they're just using computers and software and
yep. I'm
but
trying
it is,
to
I
picture it
think
out.
that those lines are going to get blurrier and blurrier. Like Seth he's been working with just kind of playing around with this AI first he had it just writing stuff for him, and
Yeah,
just as
that
a
was so
joke, they
cool.
yeah, he
Yeah.
was like giving it writing prompts, and then it was like writing little scripts, and he was sending them to his friends, and then but then he was like, I'm gonna see if I can get this to write code, if I can give it the right prompts to write code. And guess what?
It
It
did.
did. It did. It wrote code for him.
That's freaky. So then
Yeah.
I was since I couldn't spaces, I was reading through some of the posts and the chats and all that stuff. Feels like I'm getting feedback and there's not a whole lot I can do about it because I don't have any way to
Oh,
but it's just me. It's probably just in my own ears, head thoughts. So in the chat they were talking about, they said, what if built into Twitter Spaces app was an AI to glean all of the NFT and project ideas?
hmm. Yeah, that would make sense. That would be a way to optimize the system.
Yep. And it would be a great shortcut way too.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Well,
like, well, and take notes, right? We could
yeah.
just take notes and keep notes for everybody, and
Uh-huh.
for the whole space that's in there. And I was like, oh my gosh, I would do it if I knew how to do it. But I don't want to, like. But then at the same time, in the back of my head, I'm thinking, who is keeping track of whose voices?
Well, I think our governments are they've been doing that for years. I mean, decades at this point, right?
Well, I mean, what's the rule of how long does it take to declassify something?
I don't
So
know. You tell me. You would know this more than I would.
no, I don't know.
You don't? I thought that
No,
was something that your husband would have told you.
no, because with his no, my brother-in-law was in the army, so he would probably know more because he does more of that type of stuff. But with regard to classifying some things, it's 50 years. Some other things, like technologies and things like that, like with fighter craft and all those things, some of those are declassified. It's only every now and then when I talk in the microphone. And I don't know how to fix it. So
Sometimes it might have to do with your proximity,
it
and
could be,
if it's getting feedback, then maybe just keep the mic closer to you and don't let the mic be anywhere near where you can hear your audio. You know, where it can pick up your audio.
yeah. That's all the technical stuff that I don't know how to do.
Well, okay. Well, feedback will always come from a monitor. It'll always come from like it's hearing whatever is being picked up in the mic is coming out somewhere else, and then that mic is still picking that up again. So you have to make sure you point the mic in a direction away from the place where that sound is coming back out. Does that make sense?
Totally.
So that's how you prevent that feedback.
I didn't have it until I unplugged the earphones from the mic.
Oh, maybe plug the earphones back in, and then it'll take care of the
you
feedback.
can hear it. It's like it has that like.
Oh, even in your headphones?
No, to whoever's listening.
Oh no.
So that's okay. I tried to make it fast.
Well, I'm gonna.
Going through the toys, finding a ball.
I'm supposed to pick up my son now, but I'm thinking like I'm gonna. Can we test and see if it's still as I'm driving? If it's still
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
All right, cool.
We have like
so
13
just
minutes left, so I really was just gonna do a hard stop at the top of the hour. So
perfect.
Okay.
All right, come on, Pip. Just bring in the dog. He loves to, like, it's one of his favorite things to ride in the car when we take my little guy to and from school. He loves that.
That is totally my dog. If I am opening the garage door, his face is like, "Can I go?"
I'm going. I go too, right? Yeah.
Come here, Becky. Come on.
Are you ready? Come on.
I'll show everybody. Say hello, everybody.
Oh, cutie.
I need a haircut desperately, but it's winter, and so I don't have one yet. He's such a mess.
I know. I've been like putting off his haircut. Like it got so bad, like he could not see it all. So I finally did clean up his face the other day. Yeah. But he just looks like a big cotton ball right now, a very dirty cotton ball.
So cute. So cute.
He's adorable. Yeah. He's going to be like usually I would have given him a haircut like a month ago,
Yeah.
but
That's
he
how,
seems to be liking it. Come on, get in. You
I
got
know
this.
just about
There
that
you go.
because he's so fuzzy. If he lays up, if he lays on me or sits on me at all, he's so hot. I'm like, whoa, the dog is hot. So I'm trying to help him, with the winter because normally he would have a sweater on. So I'm like, well, he just needs a hair.
Yeah.
It's getting so long. His legs are getting matted, under his legs.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay,
Oh, he's got mats for sure, but
yeah.
I'm just like, I'll cut him out later. He's fine.
Yeah. I trim his face all up. I trim his eyes and his face. Now it's time to trim his head again. Because if I don't, his hair just lays straight down like this and he can't see.
Yeah.
I thought about braiding it. We have a picture where his hair got so long all over his body. I brushed him all out, gave him a shower, brushed him all out, blow dried him, and it like stood straight out, like looked like Don King hair from the 80s. And so I took it and I French braided his hair down his back.
Oh my gosh.
It was so cute. He hated it, but it was so cute. The girls, they loved it. They love it. And we love putting clothes on him.
That's awesome.
He gets so cold so fast because he's so little.
And is he like a little princess? Even though I know you say he, but he is a little princess. He loves being dressed up, and he almost like just perks up.
Yeah. He gets this yeah, he hates the doing of it, but once it's done, he's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm happy.
Pampered, and I don't know. Can you still hear me okay?
Yeah, you died there for a second.
Oh no.
No, it was just a second.
We still there?
Yep.
Okay. I think so I just drove away, so it got off the Wi-Fi and just went onto my phone's data. So
yep,
we're good. It's still working. Yay!
Yay! Yes! Yes!
We made the technological thing happen.
We did. I'm so proud of us. We did such a great job. So I'm gonna practice this weekend for more because I've been practicing a little bit where I can put people in, take people out, and record it into the StreamYard studio for myself, and then broadcast it to YouTube, and then test it just to see. And the one guy, he was like, YouTube doesn't like it when you delete things. And I'm like, oh, whatever. It was private anyway. So it's not like it was published.
Well, is it being recorded right now? Like, will it be, because it would be very helpful to be able to look back on the video and test and see what the audio sounds like
Oh, for sure. And I have it in StreamYard, and I have it it's live on YouTube now, which is super cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
keep the footage. Keep the footage so you can look at it again.
Yes. And then the other part too is I want to know how to be able to do the overlays. So that stuff is all stuff that I'm just going to have to try. It's just get in and do it. But I can have two people that can have access into the StreamYard. So two people can, manage it or be in charge of it and learn it. It's pretty cool.
Nice. Well, I'm hoping I can have it actually on my computer next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. You can do both. You can do on your phone and your computer. My hope is to get this on my phone, to use my phone camera as my web camera, and then use the laptop, the browser edition, as kind of like the brain. So then I can film on one side and then just do all the other unfun stuff on the laptop.
Yeah,
that's my hope.
Well, I think you're doing an amazing job.
Thanks.
You're like, I just don't touch it, when I'm just like with the tech stuff. I'm like, he said do this, I'll push the button, boom, it breaks.
I love it. I know, but I'm so proud of you. You're so brave. You did it. Look at this. We've been talking for 49 minutes.
We did it.
We did it. And just so everyone knows, this is our 70 basic phonograms up on the board behind us.
70 basic phonograms?
Phonograms, yep.
Like phonetics?
Yeah.
So like the different symbols for like different letters and like vowels and consonants?
Letter combinations. Yeah.
Nice.
So you have
So
k, s, d, g, j. I won't go any further.
well, it's like have you seen My Fair Lady?
Yes, totally. I love it.
And you remember that scene where he plays the phonograph and he's just like, listen here, and it's like, you know, and he's like, how many vowels did you hear? And he was like, I counted 37, and he's like 125, you know. So yeah, phonetics.
I love it. I have cards. I don't know where they are because we kind of run away from our schoolroom because it's even in the dead of summer when it's nice and warm outside, the basement is 20 degrees colder than the rest of the house.
Oh, wow.
So in the winter, it is cold down here. And that's a lot. Like that's like a lot. But if I'm going to do this regularly, I can leave this set up, just bring my laptop and plug in, leave my light set up, and then I can go. Whereas at the dining room table, that's where we do schoolwork.
That's impossible. Yeah.
So I told my husband, I said, well, going forward, the next house is I'm going to carve out, like we're going to set the house up as, a dedicated place that I can have. But knowing me and my need to be close to all the things and the peoples, it's going to have to be in the middle. It's going to have to be in the middle of the house. So we'll know closer to moving what kind of house I'm going to get. So
I didn't know that you were moving.
Yes. We haven't officially made it official, but I guess we have now. We get to move to an undisclosed location.
You're like, no more doxing.
Yeah.
No one will know where we are.
Like, he's like, please. I said, well, I'll tell him where we are now when we leave. When we leave here, I'll tell him where we're leaving. I won't tell him where we're going. And he's like,
after you've left. We just left from,
and we're going to go to someplace else. So it'll be, this next move, the general location is not, I can tell people that's not a big deal.
Yeah.
I just can't do it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll be around June-ish is when we're leaving.
Oh, so you still got plenty of time.
Yeah. Oh, this is the longest I've ever had notice to move.
Yeah.
Yeah. 6.
That's nice.
Not 7 weeks was the shortest. So do
you get to do house hunting then, or how is that situation for you guys?
We do, but we don't, because it all depends on it. Like there's like 15 different layers that happen. Yeah. So did you lose me?
So I lost you for just a second because I'm kind of up by a mountain. But if you can hear me okay, then I think we're all right.
Yeah, I can hear you. So there's different layers to it. There's it all depends on the job. It all depends on the location of the job. It depends on housing that might be available or not be available. So there's like 25 different factors. So I don't know. We have a friend that has a house in the area. And so that's a possibility. Like,
got it.
We could rent a friend's house, which would be cool because it has a yard and a fire pit and fireplaces, and I would love it. But it's only 2 years, so I'm not going to get attached because I can't get attached, Yeah. We get to move again. So
that's hard.
Okay. No.
Moving is hard.
Yes, I would say yes, but this will be my 10th move. So in 21 and a half years by then. So it's like, and since we've been married, it's my 10th move since we've been married. In my lifetime, it's probably closer to like the 27th or 29th move. So,
oh my goodness.
It's, we just move. That's the way it goes.
So for you, it might feel like kind of weird to not move then.
Oh my gosh. At the 18-month mark, I get twitchy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, there's so much stuff in the house. I got to start going through and throwing everything away. I gotta like,
Yeah. Time for that move.
yeah, and generally, I haven't been too wrong so far. Only of the 9 moves we've already had, 2 of them I was wrong.
What do you mean you were wrong?
Well, at the 18-month mark, I'm like, okay, it's 18 months. We're going to be moving to summer.
Ah,
And so it's only twice that didn't happen.
got it.
So not too bad.
Yeah, it's a pretty good track record.
Yeah. So the 10 and a half month move, that one was tough. We left someplace, we're there 10 and a half months, and then moved here. So in less than a calendar year, we had 3 addresses. And so you go to use your debit card to get gas, and you're like, put your zip code in, and you're like, wait a minute. I know it wasn't the last zip code, but is it the last zip code, or is it the one? I know it's not the one before. So I know it's not
But
that
the one before the one before?
But is it this one? Is it the new one coming up, or is it the old one we're leaving, or is this the card didn't get changed from the last one? Because like
Oh
10 months, like you lose track of, did I change the card? Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that would be really disorienting for me.
That I'm not gonna lie, that was a lot, like a lot. And because just about the time they say it takes a calendar year to get settled.
Mm-hmm.
And so it takes you one whole year before you finally feel like, oh, I can live here, and you're connected. So we didn't even have that, and we're moving. So there was a lot of that first year here was pretty tough. And but now we're on the back end of the second year, and I'm like, okay, I'm tired. It's ready. It's time. Like, I'm ready.
Ready to go.
I love the location, so it's kind of hard to leave.
Yeah.
This is the hardest move, but I've already told myself, and I've told the girls, I'm like, we are moving. That's the end of it. It's happening. So.
And how is it for the girls? Are they okay moving a lot, or do they have a hard time?
They do, but it is like, we're not moving because we just feel like moving. Like, this is Dad's career, this is Dad's job, and God provided for us before we got here. And so if we know what he's done before, we know what he will do. So we're just going to look forward to what he will do where we're going. Like, let's look forward to what we're doing. Look back at what he's done and then look forward. So I'm trying to help them because, I mean, my mom, I was 11 when we left Florida and moved to Germany. And all we talked about that first year, around my 12th birthday, was couldn't wait to get back to Florida, and we couldn't wait to get back to Florida. So then when I was 13 for the summer, we went for 6 weeks to Florida. The whole time we're in Florida, all we talked about was getting back to Germany. So we get back to Germany, and my mom, like we kids, and we'd been home about 6 or 7 weeks, and she goes, I am so over it. I don't want to hear another thing. You kids have to decide. She wasn't ugly. She was just like exasperated.
Yeah.
She goes, I am so tired of this. When are you going to decide to be happy while you are in the place? You were here, couldn't wait to get back there. You're there, couldn't wait to get back here. You're here, couldn't wait to get back. Like, be where you are. Live in the moment and enjoy and embrace the moment that you're in. Don't worry about yesterday. Don't worry about another day. Live this moment. And I was just crying, but I really want to be at Granny's house.
Oh.
But while we were there, all you did was gripe and complain about the bakery, and we couldn't smell the broaching, and you couldn't hear the bells in the town square ringing. She's like, you kids make no sense. We wore our mother out.
Oof.
So it was a good lesson, though. We really did get to the place where it has helped me a ton, like so much. Like, homesick, I understand. It is very real, but I can't stay in that moment. I have to live through that moment.
Okay.
So I've trying to teach my children that
It's a good
sometimes
lesson. That's
sometimes
important.
it's not so good. Sometimes they don't do so well. I'm like, oh, shut up. Not really. Uh, I can get exasperated. And I just tell them, I'm like, I know. So right now, we're working on preparing psychologically and emotionally, getting to the place of have the feels, address the feels. Yes. And then, okay, now what can we do about going forward? Now what can we do? Now
Yeah.
what can we do? And it's been helpful. It's been really good. So
So
the
how
big,
many times? I'm sorry, I know we're at the top of the hour.
no, you're good.
I was just wondering how many times have the girls moved then?
um my big girl moved two. She was like 8 weeks old, 9 weeks old when we moved the first time. 3 when we moved the second time with her in her lifetime. And then she was 3, 4, 5 when we moved again. Because little was a year at that point.
Mhm.
And then we were there 3 years, so 8. And then we were there 2 years, so 10. We were there a year. And then now, so she's moved 7 times. This will be her 7th move.
Wow.
And my little has moved. She was a year. She was 4. She was 6. She was 7. And now she'll be 10. So 5. This will be her 5th move.
Wow.
Great mom. The other side of it too is with the luxury that it provides us with homeschooling is we don't have that day in and day out routine of extra or um not surface, but we don't have like a perimeter of people that
Right, right.
that's in our day in and day out. So it's nice because you don't have 150 people to say goodbye to.
Yeah,
You have
yeah,
20.
yeah.
And so there's a good and a bad in that because those 20 become really super, super connected.
Uh-huh.
But thankfully, they have technology that we can stay in touch more. Whereas when I was a kid, we didn't have any, there was none of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even when I first got married, like calling home was expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even just regular phones because we didn't have cell phones then. At least we didn't. So it just is a different dynamic for everybody.
Yeah. I think it's easier to be connected now. I can see why like connecting online works so well for you, like
Yeah.
given like those life experiences and knowing how to float from place to place to place to place. But here it's just like you can connect and stay connected and go where you're going to go and still stay connected.
Yeah, I don't know how I would do that because, like, I don't even like taking the same way home. After you find like where I live now, there's one way to get into my down toward my neighborhood, and
Uh-huh.
I'm like, let's go through this neighborhood on the way back to that road to go to our let's go through that neighborhood to go back to the road to our neighborhood because that way it's more fun.
That's what my mom is like. She's like, I
Yeah.
grew up in Los Angeles, but I mean, she grew up, on a farm,
Oh, I
not
love it.
not in California, um, and yeah, but yes, she has been known to drive through certain not as safe places in Los Angeles just because she was like curious, like I don't want to sit on the 405 or the
Yeah.
101, and I go here and I go through here and I go through here, but there have been times when she's been pulled over, like, you're in Watts, freeway entrance is right there, get on it, you know?
That is funny. Oh god.
Yeah.
So I found a new way home the other day. I was like, "Ooh, we could oh, but that takes us to the dog place and that's over and to get back home." So in order to go home, I just go this way, right? But
Hmm.
instead, I found a way to go over here, to go down this way, to go over this, to go, and then I could go home.
One big circle.
45 minutes later, my husband said, "You were 2 miles from the house. How come?" I think because I didn't want to go that way anymore. I'm so done. Those people haven't fixed their yard, and those people haven't fixed their fence, and that kid's playground needs to be. And I was like, I just can't do it anymore. I'm like, I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna help. And he's like, No, you're not. I'm like, yes, it makes me crazy. I have to help them. So he's like, leave it alone. So it cracks me up. He's so funny. So
you're like, well, if I'm not going to go help, then I'm just going to go see something else.
I know. And then so on that route home, I found a neighborhood that's not a neighborhood. It's like 2 to 3 acres each yard. And there's only
Ooh.
about 15, less than 20 houses in there.
So it's like a little acreage home sites.
Yeah.
Nice.
They have horses. The other one has goats. Everybody has chickens. I'm like, this is the place I want to live. And he goes, you're never having chickens. I'm like, I'm having chickens.
Why are you never having chickens? What's wrong with chickens?
He's a mean old man. That's why I tell him. I want chickens. My parents have had chickens. And
what's wrong with chickens? I don't understand.
He just doesn't want to. They're messy and noisy and they stink. I'm like, the chickens are amazing.
Yes, I mean, all those things are true, and they're chickens. Chickens are great.
Chickens are funny. I love watching chickens. They have I know they're animals and they don't have personalities because they're not people, but they kind of do. Like,
I think animals have personalities.
Yeah.
My dog definitely has personality. My rabbit, good grief. She's a little brat.
You have a rabbit?
I have a rabbit. Did I not tell you that?
No, what kind of rabbit?
She's like a Holland, one of those little lop-eared Holland rabbits. And yeah, I got her so I wouldn't be like, hi, come on in. My son's here. I got her because like in a house of, my husband and 3 boys and a male dog, I'm like the only girl.
Of those?
Yeah, so I'm like, I'll get a girl rabbit and then I won't be alone. I'll have another girl around to commiserate with me. She hates me.
Oh.
She hates me. She growls at me. She loves the boys. I'm talking about the rabbit.
They have the cutest growl. They do. They have the most adorable growl. I had a rabbit as a girl. She was not a giant one, but she was. No, she probably was a giant one. She was big. I loved her though. I loved her.
Okay, this is on YouTube. Okay, so whatever you say is like streamed live.
Okay. Hello. Yeah. Well, I don't want to get in. So this is the time that we always in my family is coveted because you're coming in. It's the download of the day. It's super duper important time.
Oh yes, and this guy is all about the data download. He is my talker.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well,
and I love it.
Thank you for coming in, Miss Mimi. I love it.
Yeah, let's just let's reconvene and see how things went for this one, and where we can make some improvements. And
for sure,
yeah, this was fun. I'm thinking Friday might not be a great day because I was just when we first talked about this, I'm like, oh yeah, they'll be at school. That time is open, and then I'm like, they have a half day on Friday, so yeah.
Well, so we can do any we're fluid, right? And we're growing, we're figuring it out, and we're gonna make it happen.
Yeah, so we'll find a good time.
Okay, sounds fantastic. Have a fabulous day, and thanks everybody.
Thanks, Mama Bear.
Back. Not today.
All right.
Thanks, lady. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Yep. Bye. So this is the beginning of all the crypto ladies. So my idea is we'll kind of do together all the crypto ladies. All the crypto ladies. All the crypto. Throw your hands up. Maybe not. But either case, thanks for coming. This was so fun. And I can't wait to do it again. Bye. Watch that. Tell your friends. We have fun.